I'm Andrew Harder with Vesco. This is just a rundown of everything as far as maintenance on these blowers.
The most critical part is.
So we've got an oil system in this. We've got a drain line here, and we've got a fill up here. So basically, to drain it, if we're changing our oil, I'd pop our cap off, and we can pull this off. And there's a hose that we have. It will go into here, depress this check valve, and then it will drain all of our oil into a bucket. So once all of our oil is drained, plug that back in. We would fill it using a funnel and our Delta Lube 06 oil up here. And to check it, there's a rough way to check it right here with this side glass. That would be more for at a glance as we're walking by to just check for oil. But inside of the blower, in here, we have side glasses on all four corners. We want to try and get that in the middle on all of them. So just on all four corners of the blower, that is. So, and if the four corners end up unlevel after 10 minutes of the oil sitting, then our blower is obviously unlevel, but these pads are pretty straight, so we don't have any issues with that. And then there's, so as far as filling the oil, you'd have to wait roughly 5 minutes after filling to check it, because there's an oil system to the front and the back, so you got to give it some time to equalize.
7.5 liters.
Right.
For these ones.
7.5 liters or 2 gallons. So on this blower, behind this, if we ever see oil coming down from right here, on the main blower shaft, you won't really be able to see it because it's behind the pulley, but there is a lip seal that is heated under the shaft. So if we ever see oil dripping down there, we need to replace the lip seal. But it's usually after 5,000 hours or so of service. It's going to be a while for that seal to go out. And then on the inside of this blower here, kind of by these oil sight glasses, we have a neutral chamber on these. Right here and here. Over time...
This one too?
Nope.
Or no?
Nope. This guy, and that's on all four corners. And over time, this is a neutral chamber that keeps the blower oil out of the air system so we don't get oil in our process. So basically over time those might leak a little bit of air and a little bit of oil. Nothing to be alarmed about as long as our oil level stays in our blower. Moving on, going on to the belt change out. So we've got 4 belts here on these pulleys. Pulley here obviously on the blower, pulley here on the motor. So basically to change these, we've got a nut here that will come up and off. And then this is just a plastic cover. So underneath that plastic cover, there's basically another black piece that's kind of run down right now.
Yep.
I've got it way low so that the blower doesn't really bottom out or anything, but we would take a 36 millimeter, or I think it's a 30 millimeter ratchet wrench that we have that came with the blower. We could ratchet that up, and as this lifts, we'll hinge on this point right here. We'll lift up and we'll be able to pull our belts off. So this shroud, which is already removed, is already off, so it would be easy to get the belts up and out and over those. These blowers all came with new belts too, spare belts.
Yep. We've got those in the old screening grit.
Yep. Basically, check belts for wear every year, annually. Probably check them every month or 6 months. Whatever you guys feel confident with. I think that's about it as far as the belts go. The shroud right here just goes back on. Take note of how it comes off, because it comes off kind of hard.
Yep, it's a little off center.
We'll have to make sure that it's slotted right so that the fan isn't dragging on the shroud once we start back up. This fan can be removed for ease of the belts too, but not necessary.
Okay.
And as far as air filter, we have an air filter back behind here, just a canister style or cartridge style air filter that can be removed and replaced. Basically, just gotta turn it one way like that. Air filter comes out. We've just got 2 screws here that are backed out a little bit, and then 2 key slots back there. And basically just put it in, turn it to the right, you're good to go. addition to that, on the air system, there's also an air filter back up here on the back side. It'll need to be checked as well. So it's got a dual filtration system. Makes it pretty easy to help keep our air clean. Do we have a key for the back real quick?
Yep. You guys want to grab a key? We'll do the pop off quick.
Alright, and then back here on our back side. So, and then again, here's that back side of the sight glass.
Yep.
You can actually see the other side too. I usually use my phone camera and just take a video back there if I really want to see them. But these blowers were all leveled at startup. So right here, this guy's our pressure relief. So if the blower starts or is running and we have a closed valve, this pressure relief in here will open and vent all of our air to the bottom to protect our blower. We've got 2 ports on each side here. You can stick 2 screwdrivers down at roughly a 10-degree angle and pry up on them, and you will test that pressure relief seat. Make sure it's not stuck, then it's going to work properly when it needs to work.
And that's when you're running normal.
Yeah, you can just run normal. Just when it's running, you can pull the back off. Obviously, be safe. We got belts, moving parts, 2 screwdrivers. Lift up, it'll vent out the bottom.
Let go, and it'll
just shut. There's a spring and all that stuff in here. This pressure relief is for 1.55 bar, which is probably 21, 22 psi. 14.5 psi in 1 bar. As far as overall maintenance, I mean, I've roughly covered about everything. I think that's all we got.
That's it. All right. Well, thank you.